All right, what's up, guys? Try and check a couple things. Everything good now? You guys can hear me fine? Let's see. This one. It says the stream is excellent condition. So I think we're good now. The stream appears to be healthy. I have no idea what was even happening. I changed some of my settings and then that still wasn't working, and then I changed them back and now it's working fine. So that was weird, but here we are. I'm glad it's working now, and we can get started. Let me quickly tweet out the updated link. Give me just a sec, guys. Just tweeting this and putting it in my Telegram. Okay. I think that's good. How's everyone doing? You guys surviving out there? Market's been a little crazy. What's up, Democryptus, Mavis, Dry Pro, Massimiliano, Emil, Jerry, Future is already here. What's up, bro? 60, Emil, Brandon. Yeah, we'll look at XRP later. Glad to see everything sorted out. Good. Thanks, Cody. Spaniardo, Brennan. What's going on, fellas? All right. I'm glad everything's working again. I don't know why I was having issues for a little bit, but good to see that we got it sorted. Okay, what's up from California? What's going on, man? All right, a lot of inflows. Hey, Kaz, what's up? We will talk about all this soon. Malik, what's up from Australia? Okay. How's everyone feeling? Bearish, bullish? What do you guys expecting here? Let's do a quick sentiment check. Quick sentiment check. Is this another trick? No. I got it working, Sean. We're back. We're back at it. You guys feeling bullish? Tip for the future is screenshot your settings so you can go through them fast. Yeah, I have them screenshotted, and when I went through, they were still the same. It was like one or two things got changed, but yeah. Bullish, bearish till we see a higher low, leaning bullish, sweep, and then bullish. Scared AF, macro bull, hedging my spot. Okay. Cautiously bearish. So the market's been really interesting to me because I feel like this market is maturing a bit, because as you can see, like Sol up 18%, AVAX almost up 10%, CRV 14, SNX 14, Sushi 35, which is awesome. This is about to hit TP. So alts are performing pretty well across the board, while Bitcoin still looks disgusting. Even Ethereum is putting in a bit of a bounce. It's not hovering right at the low. So like it definitely seems like Bitcoin is the one weak link. And we're seeing a bunch of other things pump. 1 inch up 13%, Band up 10, Cream up 17. So DeFi looks really good, and Sol looks really good, and a few other projects. But those specifically look really good to me. And so I guess one of the things I want to tell you guys is, if we do get a pullback, your focus should be on DeFi, and it should be on Sol as well as the other Sol ecosystem coins. Like Serum is having a decent day, but more specifically, Sol. So Bitcoin is hanging on by a thread. I would say I am flat here. I'm closer to being bullish than bearish, though. I don't think it is the wisest thing to do to short after a 30%, well, 35 from this high, I think. Yeah, after a 35% drop, I don't think you want to be rushing into shorts here. I think the shorts have pretty much played out, and now we kind of need to wait and see. So I have two main plans that I'm looking for Bitcoin. So let's zoom out a little bit first, talk about some levels. I have the February monthly open down here. I don't think that we need to worry about that right now. So I'm actually going to delete that, try and keep this a little cleaner. We have this low from February 28th that we swept yesterday, but now we're kind of hovering around it. And so I'm not loving that. I think if that was the low, I would have wanted to see us move away. We still can. As you guys can see, we put in an inside bar here, which means today's daily candle, the high and the low are inside of yesterday's high and low. So that just shows me consolidation. But after dropping this hard, this fast, I'd like to see buyers step in. I'd like to see that there is demand at these levels. So this is a key level for me, 39.8. This is a daily demand level that led to this pump that broke this high. So that's kind of why this demand level is important to me. So, and then weekly SR 45.2, and lastly, weekly open, yesterday's open, and Monday's high, mid 46. So now let's dig into the plans a little bit. It's been bloody, and it has looked like the bottom was in here and then like here again, and pumps just keep getting retraced. There isn't really a ton of strength, and so I'm doing my best to sit on my hands and wait for something a bit more clear. So I'll talk about the two main long plans that I have, and then the one short plan that I have. I expect some of these to play out in the near future. Like, I think some of these plays will be for this week. We might keep consolidating for a little bit and not give an entry to either of these quite yet, but these are just the near-term plays that I'm watching. So we'll start with the two long scenarios. You guys know I like Monday's range. We got Monday's low right here, Monday's high right there. Other than those first 8 hours of the day, we've respected that high and that low. So I know a lot of people are talking about this on Twitter. They want to see a sweep of these lows, and I'm kind of in that same boat. I don't think the bottom looks like this. I think a bottom would be more of a spike with a long wick. So one long scenario, this can chop around a little bit, do whatever it wants. But if we get a spike below here and then a reclaim of Monday's low, that is a easy long for me, invalidation at the low of the spike. If it dips into 39.8, which as we talked about when I was looking at the daily time frame, is one of our key levels, you got to be patient, Wreckproof. I'll tell you, Algo and AVAX. There you go. That's your signal. If we dip into 39.8, I think that's even better, but it doesn't have to. I think there are probably a good amount of people watching that level, looking for that Elon candle to be fully retraced, and so I'm fine with us front running that. But basically, what I want to see is a move below Monday's low and then a reclaim of it. And that's pretty much it. That way we take out all the stops from anyone who is longing with a stop loss at this low, thinking that the low is in already. And it's also nice because it gives us a clear invalidation level. So if I get this set up, we'll have our stop loss at the low, wherever that ends up being. First target, oh my gosh, can't move my screen. First target would be Monday's high. The next target would be 49K. And after that, it would be just under 54K here. If we do get another spike down, then I am more inclined to thinking that our macro low is in for now if we spike into this region. But if we bounce first, then I would think it is more of a near-term bounce before another leg down, and then we resume up only after that. So main long scenario, take out Monday's low, reclaim it, and then we're looking for longs. All right. The next long scenario that I would be interested in would be if we can break above the weekly open. So I know a lot of people, like I said, are looking for this sweep of the low. And because of that, maybe it doesn't end up sweeping the low. Maybe we do end up bottoming out like this, because that would leave quite a few people sidelined, in my opinion. I think a lot of people are watching for what I'm watching for. And that's okay. We'll adapt with what the market gives us. But so for the other long scenario, if this consolidates, does whatever it wants, but then breaks out of this consolidation above the weekly open, above Monday's high, then I would be inclined to thinking the low is in for now. I would look for a long on the weekly open / Monday's high, this region right there. And then once again, targeting 49 and then targeting 53.6. The difference is, if this scenario plays out, I'm definitely going to be looking for shorts on like a sweep of this high, or a move into here. Whereas if this scenario plays out, I would be more inclined to thinking the macro low is in, and I would probably be looking to hold on to the trade a little longer. Regardless, we're still playing level to level, and if this trade started to play out and then we swept this high, I would close it and look to probably buy back around the weekly open. So I'm not saying if this happens, the low is in and I'm holding this long for however long, whatever. And if this happens, then the low's not in. That's not really what I'm trying to say, because the macro low definitely could be in if this scenario plays out. But we still just have to be cautious and continue to play it level to level. So those are the two long scenarios. Now let's talk about a short scenario. So here, after this dump, we consolidated for a while. We had a high right here, and that one got swept by a little bit. But other than that, every single one of these highs is untapped. So what I'd be looking for, if we do get a bounce from here, is a sweep of liquidity, and then another leg down. And I don't really want to do business right here, just because I don't want to short Bitcoin when it's sitting right on 43K, because that has proven to be really strong support as we've bounced from it like 4 separate times. However, if we do start to bounce, the first area I'd be looking for a short is right here. So if this bounces a dirty spike above Monday's high and then breaks back below, I'll be looking for a short on that sweep. Risk is not managed. What's the word? Risk is defined. There we go. Risk is also managed, but risk is defined on that spike and then targeting Monday's low. So that's the main short scenario I would be looking for. The thing is, we're just ranging a bunch here, so we're going to look to play the range, but we want to play at the range extremes instead of getting chopped up at the mid-range or chopped up here or up there, I would want to play Monday's high, Monday's low, or a break above. The difference is, a lot of times people ask, how do you know if we're breaking above or if it's a fake out? Typically, if this has a strong spike up, and let's say we're watching the hourly time frame, if we get a nice strong spike up and the candle closes up there, consolidates a little bit, and then it has more of a rounded retest of the level, then I would be inclined to thinking that it is a breakout versus a spike up and the candle closes with a long wick. It doesn't necessarily have to close all the way back in, but let's say it spikes up to here and then closes here. That would still be a bearish looking candle, and then I would look to see if the next one breaks down further. So I think you can use the hourly time frame to help you distinguish whether or not we are sweeping the high and it was just a stop run, or if it's a legit breakout. And like I said, a lot of that has to do with the candle close, the strength of the pump / rejection, and things like that. Does that make sense, everybody? Wow, we have 250 people in here. That might be a new all-time high for us. But yeah, so these are the main Bitcoin scenarios. Like I said, Bitcoin has been a bit more choppy. There have been a lot more opportunities with alts, and so we're going to talk about those too. I've got a pretty big list of alts to go through, but for now, let's just let Bitcoin do its thing. For all we know, it could keep consolidating like this for another 2 days. And if that happens, you don't want to spend 2 days just getting chopped up the entire time. So we plan multiple scenarios, and then we're going to look to execute based on them. And as always, I plan to keep you guys updated on Twitter or Telegram if I take any of these trades or any of these plans that end up playing out. So those are the main Bitcoin scenarios. Obviously, these aren't drawn perfectly. This is just to give you an idea. I do think if we have another spike down, like I've said, I am watching this 39.8 level, which is the high of this daily candle before the Elon pump candle. What's up, Trader Main? Yeah, I definitely do need to eat another lemon. Eating lemons have marked every major top and bottom, so we might need to eat another one soon. All right, that makes sense to you guys. The Bitcoin plans are clear. You guys can take a screenshot. You want me to write them out? Or is that a waste of time? Wow, Maine is here. Yeah, Trader Maine's a celebrity. Eat an orange next. I'm thinking a grapefruit with the skin on. Okay. If that makes sense to everyone, we are going to move on to Ethereum. So Ethereum is showing a little more strength than Bitcoin, and honestly, this won't sound too new because a lot of the plans are very similar with Ethereum. Even though Ethereum has shown a bit more strength than Bitcoin, it's still pretty much in the same place. You know, there are some alts that are already breaking out above yesterday's high, but Bitcoin and Ethereum largely are in the same boat. So we have this key SR level around 3550. It was capping the market here for 2 weeks before we finally broke through, and then really nice support here, and now we have flipped it as resistance. Sorry, not a few weeks. This is a 4-hour chart for 4 days, 3 days. So similarly to Bitcoin, I have Monday's range marked out, and a nice piece of confluence is that key SR level. So if Bitcoin and Ethereum both start going up at the same time, and this also takes out Monday's high, here we have 1, 2, 3, pretty much like 4 untapped highs. Well, I guess you could say that one got tagged. So like 3 untapped highs. And so I think that would be a really nice short scenario. And then we have these funky looking equal lows. So if Bitcoin is breaking down and takes out the lows as the same time as Ethereum does, then I think both of those will set up. And when the time comes, we'll kind of just see what is more clear. I know that probably seems repetitive, but that is the way it is, because they do look pretty similar. If this does dip further, I would say these are 2 levels that I'm watching that I would be looking for bounces. We must make cause suffer to save the bull run. I'll look at XRP shortly. Yeah, maybe I do need to suffer. Yes, please write the amounts. Hard to see the numbers. Well, not really the amounts. I just meant the scenarios, because you guys can also like sweep a Monday's high, sweep a Monday's low. All you guys have to do, put session breaks on, all right? And then today's Tuesday, so yesterday's Monday, and then mark the high, mark the low, and then look to see when we start trading around those levels. That's pretty much the only place I'm looking to do business, around 46.5 and around 42 flat. And for Ethereum, it'd be 3,600 and around 3,100. So Ethereum and Bitcoin look the most similar. So not every single altcoin that we look at is gonna look just like this, or pretty much have the same exact plans. But these two do happen to look quite similar. So that is what we got going for Bitcoin. Litecoin looks a little better, but the problem is that if Bitcoin and Ethereum go down, then so will Litecoin. But I would say Litecoin was the better long opportunity yesterday, because it had a more clear sweep of this low and then breakout. And then as you guys can see, this was like our little lower time frame range, nice breakout, rounded retest, and Litecoin looks pretty good to continue higher. That could be ruined by a Bitcoin and Ethereum nuke, but of those 3 coins, Litecoin does look the healthiest. AVAX. So I've been talking about AVAX quite a bit recently. I love how basically the entire market is dumping and AVAX is just chilling in Monday's range from last week. I think that was Monday's range from last week. Yeah. We'll mark this one too. Like, it's actually one of the more beautiful consolidations that I've seen. Like pretty much a perfect triangle, just inside days after inside days, and it really just looks like it is coiling up for a big move. And I have been loading up on spot AVAX. It is turning into one of my bigger altcoin holdings. If I take log off, it looks a little easier to see. Confirmation for me will be a break above the mid-range, and then I will look to also add a leverage long when we get this. So AVAX, break above the mid-range at around $40, $42. Look to play that up to $60. So that's pretty much going to be a nice 50% gain once we do break above that. But I am already holding quite a bit of AVAX spot. And I think this is definitely one of the cleaner altcoins out there. and I just love the strength that it's shown. Also, today's daily candle, it's up 10% on the day. So AVAX is looking really good. Coin Dancer 242 watching and only 76 likes. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, if you guys could like the video, that'd be awesome. Nice freaking Monday's range indicator. Thank you, Sean. Sean made this indicator. If any of you guys want to use it, it saves a little bit of time. Is that the one? Monday range. Is this one you, Sean? I don't know. I forget how to check, but yeah, shout out to Sean for making that indicator. But like I was saying, AVAX, one of the more bullish coins, just waiting to see it break out. It could keep consolidating for a week or so, and I wouldn't be too worried. Monday's low could also provide a leverage long opportunity if it takes that out and then reclaims this, maybe a little fake out down before going up. But it pretty much, some of it depends on the rest of the market. Like if Bitcoin's consolidating, then AVAX could rip at any time. But if Bitcoin dumps, I do think alts will also take a bit of a pullback. But this is one of the coins I am more bullish on. Holding spot, just being patient. But once it breaks 41, 42, I don't see why it won't go back up to 60. So wait, so like how do you turn on session breaks? I right click on the x-axis, and then session breaks right there. Can you guys even see them? They're kind of faint, but if I zoom in a lot, you can see right here, splits them up by the days, basically. You posted it private. Sean, do you want to send the link of your indicator in the chat? Because it looks like some people they want to use it. Do I use crayons? Yeah, I dabble with crayons a little bit. I think it can be helpful for some confluence. So moving on to Cope. This is another one of my bigger spot holdings. I pretty much think Cope is just going to keep walking up no matter what the rest of the market does. Like this is just, it's kind of like what FTT was doing way back in the day. Like here, just slowly walking up, barely retracing when the rest of the market would dump, and I think Cope is going to continue to do that. Unfortunately, there is no way to trade this with leverage, but I'm just trading it with spot. So FTT, same kind of thing. I mean, not much to say about FTT right now. Like I hold quite a bit of FTT and I'm bullish on it big picture, but I haven't really done anything with my FTT holdings for a very long time. So Sol, on the other hand, this has been an absolute banger. A little disappointed because I had some leverage long bids here in the gray and they got front ran. But Sol is absolutely one of my biggest altcoin holdings. It actually might be the biggest right now. So Sol has been crushing it, up 19% on the day. I was looking for us to break above this range high and then give a retest of it at some point, but it looks like we front ran that here. However, if the rest of the market pulls back, we've got a nice 12-hour demand right here. And we have this low right there. So I would be interested in some Sol longs if we sweep this low and do something like that. Let me also see. Monday's high is also right around there as well. So Monday's high, untapped low. We have 12-hour demand, and then also this little 1-hour demand overlapping it as well. So a lot of nice confluence and psychological level of 50. So you could leave some limits like this. I would probably just put the stop loss at the bottom of that demand. First target would be previous all-time high and then just kind of ride it. But I might set some limits for a partial position, but what I'm hoping to do is catch a tighter position. So if I see this wick down and then break back above, I'll look to enter at some point on the retest with a bit tighter of a stop, so I can enter a bigger position size on that. But I think either of these scenarios are good, and hopefully if the market pulls back a little bit, then Sol will pull back as well, but I don't know how much it actually would. That's a 10% drop, so we'll see. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat. Craig says, I don't have FTX. If you're interested, I can give you a 10% fee discount on FTX. Can you look at Link? Yeah, we'll look at Link. When you rebuy on a break of resistance, do you wait for a bounce or set a limit order at SR? Well, I guess this kind of explained some of that, so I hope that answered that question. Do I use OBV? No, I don't. Why is Sol so bullish? It's a great project. Super low fees. Works a lot better than Ethereum in my opinion. Not ETH. I don't really consider ETH an altcoin at this point, given how big it is. But I do hold quite a bit of ETH as well. Sushi, yeah, sushi's super bullish. Crayons are nice. What about colored pencils? What coin is this? This is Sol. So that's the Sol plan right there. I don't really have a BNB plan right now. This was our plan from last week, but that never really materialized. And now BNB is just kind of bleeding a bit. I don't really love the look of the daily chart. So when I don't really have the best high time frame bias, I look to play lower time frame / intraday stuff. This is just consolidating below Monday's mid-range. Don't really have a clear plan though for BNB, so not going to look at that one right now. What's the best way to learn technical analysis? Keep watching these videos is probably a good place to start. Curve looks really solid. It's been holding up well. However, I am not in any leveraged curve longs right now. I'm looking for a break above this 372, but it has just chopped around this level a lot. So I don't think I am going to trade that level right now because it's just been a little disrespected. I think the more important level now is this 398, but that doesn't mean you can't take stuff before that. Overall, super bullish. Just need to find an opportunity to catch a nice long. Yeah, we'll look at Ray in a sec. Oh yeah, it's up next on my list. So Ray looks pretty good. I am a little disappointed that this $12 region didn't hold on Ray originally, because this was just one of the most beautiful charts in crypto. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but it's all good. We'll delete some of those levels. We are now bouncing pretty nicely from 12-hour demand right here. So ideally, I'd like to see that hold. But I think the smartest play for Ray will be waiting for us to get back above this 12.50, like from a more macro perspective. I am bullish above here, above 12 bucks, and I just expect it to range when it's below. But I think this is a good area to accumulate Ray in. I think sub $10 Ray is pretty solid. And so a flip of that area again, and I think we can start looking for more leverage longs on this. I bought some more spot at 880. So right around here. If it dips down again, like I'll probably look to buy some at this range low as well. Overall, being a bit patient with Ray here, but like I said, macro bullish above this $12 region, and that's where we look to just ride the spot as well as get in leverage longs and ride those as much as we can. XLM, we were looking at this last week, but it's gotten super choppy, so I don't have much to say about that one right now. XRP, pretty bullish, above the monthly open, and I like it a lot. May's monthly open, is that the right monthly open? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So this has held up really well, up like 7% on the day, while Bitcoin was dropping / consolidating a bit. So pretty pleased with how XRP is doing. But for leverage positions, I would like to see it hold above the monthly open. Let me see where we are also trading above Monday's high already, so that's a plus. So consolidating above Monday's high, above the weekly open. Well, that's last week's weekly open. Let me see where. Okay, that was down there. That was a nice SR flip though. So definitely bullish on XRP as long as it holds above here, and I think you could look to play some leverage longs above the monthly open. I don't want to enter anything right now, like an hour before the daily close, but XRP is one that I have my eye on. Let me just take a look at this. I want to make sure Bitcoin doesn't go too crazy while I'm looking at other coins. Let's keep going. Atom, a little bit of a disappointment last week. Didn't really give us too much to work with. I mean, not many coins, not many bullish scenarios played out across the board. So that is nothing against Atom specifically. So I feel like I keep extending this every stream we do because it's still, for the most part, just consolidating. I think Atom is going to go on a tear once the time comes, but for now, it does seem like it's stuck in that consolidation phase. I think flipping this level would be a nice long up to 26. So I think that's a scenario to watch out for, but not too interested in it down here. It did take out this low and hold it, which is nice. Like held it on this retest. So I'd like to see a little bit more confirmation, flip of 23.5 or so, to look for some leverage plays. Morning Trader Reno, thanks for tuning in, man. You are you're definitely one of the loyal viewers, so I appreciate you being here. Rune, super bullish, but never gave us this dip entry, which is a bummer. Like everything dropped quite a bit, and Rune barely did, and that would have been just such a killer long opportunity. I'm gonna delete that now because I don't think that plays out too soon. This PA is a little tough for me to trade because it is just like an upwards chop, right? So not a lot for me to do here. Really would have wanted to see it take out some of these lows. Like all these are just untapped lows. So if Rune just keeps ranging and does end up taking out some of those stops, which I'm not necessarily expecting it to just pull back 20% right now, unless the whole market nukes. This is one I want to keep an eye on. But for right now, it doesn't really look like it's going to give me an entry. Can I shortly explain the meaning of demand and supply? Yeah, demand is where we have buyers. Supply is where there are sellers. So I would look for price to reject at supply and bounce from demand. One of my friends wrote a really good blog post article on it, which I find myself sending the link of almost in every single stream, because there's always someone asking about supply and demand. So let me link it right there. Also, really appreciate all you guys being here. Over 200 people watching. Those are some pretty solid numbers. So really appreciate it. And also, I forgot to do this at the beginning of the video, so I should probably do it now. But want to give a shout out to the sponsor, Bybit. Thanks to them, I can do all these videos completely for free. So pretty much they pay me so I can post free content. And I think that's a better way of doing it than asking anyone else for money. I would rather have them pay me than you guys pay me. So shout out to them for sponsoring the video. And if you guys want to support me, support my content, you can use the Bybit link in the description. That'll basically let Bybit know that you guys appreciate my content and want me to keep doing these, and that'll make them want to continue to sponsor me. So keeping an eye on Bitcoin here. Honestly, it would be really convenient if we get a dump like right after the daily close, like a really aggressive move off the daily open. That would just kind of add to the probability of this scenario playing out. You guys know I like to fade those aggressive moves off the daily open. So if we get the daily close and then a nice spike down, good buyback, I am going to be omega longing Bitcoin. Shout out Bybit, that's right. I still need to eat a lemon. Oh man. I think I'm done eating lemons, guys. So let's talk about this guy. What an absolute banger of a trade Sushi has been. The whole Sushi chart has just been gorgeous. Originally, we were looking for a sweep of these lows into daily demand. We got a nice move into that. I was able to catch some spot here, but no leverage longs. Then it started pushing away, and we were looking for a retest of the range low, but unfortunately never quite got that. But we didn't lose patience, and we talked about it on stream, and I posted a link on Twitter, or a video clip about how we were looking for a move into the mid-range and then a retest of this daily demand. It has given the entry 4 times, so it's a good thing I don't move my stops to break even. Otherwise, I would have been stopped out of this. It's definitely taken some patience, but now it is paying off and just ripping. So I closed 25% of this, or another 25% on, I think it was this candle, when I saw it take out that high, just because I felt it wasn't really worth leaving the entire rest of this trade open to squeeze out another 0.5, 0.7 R or whatever. So took more off the table. If this retests the mid-range at $17, 17.3, I think that would be a really nice long opportunity. You guys can see this has been a pretty well-respected level, rejections, whatever. So dip into here would be a really nice long opportunity. Also, this is starting to drop, isn't it? We might be able to, well, probably not. I mean, if this nukes straight from here, then we might be able to enter a trade on the stream. But I probably wouldn't enter it right before the daily close. So, but this would be a decent thing to keep an eye on. It would kind of be interesting if this does just dump during the stream and this turns into a Bitcoin nuking watch party. Let's see. We got some altcoin requests. A lot of the alts that I don't talk about are ones that I don't really have a clear read on, but I can look at a couple of them while we wait to see what happens here. AMP, where do you trade this? Where do you trade AMP? Looks bullish to me. I probably wouldn't want to, well, it's not too bad. Holding this level nicely. I mean, it looks pretty bullish from a higher time frame perspective, but I don't really have a trade setup that I would take right here. Yeah, but as long as this 0.056 holds, I would assume some more upside on it. Dude, the whole Husky thing, oh my gosh. The breeder texted me yesterday or 2 days ago and basically said that she's not sure if they're gonna have one for me in this litter. But I put a deposit down like 5 months ago. I think it's just kind of a well-known breeder, I guess, or they had a long wait list, and so I might have to wait for the next litter, which would mean it just takes even longer. So yeah, Sean, I will have to keep telling you in a couple months for a couple more months. So yeah, I'm trying my best. All right, I saw quite a few people ask about EOS. We had this range on it for a while, and that played out relatively nicely. Wow, those are some old levels, some pastel colors. I just cleared everything. Let's see. EOS ran from $5 to $15 in like a month. So I don't really want to touch this right now because I just think it's going to consolidate for a bit. But I do think, let's see how the mid-range looks on this. It's not ideal. What about here? So that's a pretty good mid-range. You can see how well the mid-range is respected here. So I like this range quite a bit. I would look for some longs either into here, reclaim of that, or just a sweep of the range low. But I'd be a little patient on EOS. But I think that would be a really solid setup if it gives it. There's other breeders, bruv. Yeah, but I really like this one, and I put a deposit down, and I'm probably. Uh-oh. Come on, let's just get this over with. What else were we looking at? Ave, not right now. It's gotten a little. It's held up super well, but it's been kind of ugly. ADA might finally give us that entry we were waiting for last week. I wanted to move down into this, and this played out perfectly. The range low sweep, we talked about that in the last one though, so I can delete this. But I'm honestly just going to drag this over because same plan still applies. If we dip into this zone, then I'll look for some longs on ADA. But they don't like me. Yeah, you're kind of right. Hold for the right breeder, dude. Trust me. I do trust you. That's the plan. Soul. Force gains. We've been looking at soul. Here's the soul plan. You guys buying any Doge here? I think it would be kind of funny if Elon actually is working with the Doge devs. I do think Doge is bullish above 45 cents, so I don't think it's the stupidest thing ever to have some Doge. But maybe we take out that low. Here, this could be, I like this level. 4-hour demand that led to this pump, and then we have this low right here. Probably some stops resting there. Thing is, Doge is just one tweet away from pumping, so that's what I want to see on Doge. I would long that, even though it's such a meme. Cope. We looked at Cope earlier. Rumors Doge listing on Coinbase. I don't doubt it. This looks so weak. Like even this 15-minute consolidation, like it's just lower highs over and over. I guess this was more of an equal high, but are we about to see some fireworks on stream, guys? Yeah, we were looking at Cope earlier. I'm basically just saying I am holding a lot of spot Cope. But I guess like with this chart, there's not a lot else to say. I kind of compared it with FTT though, how it just kind of consistently grinding up, and that's kind of what I want to see. I think dips are for buying if we get them. Link. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at Link. Link's looking good though. Link's looking really bullish. So this daily SR is still pretty important to me. You can see we just kind of rejected there. So let Link do its thing. Maybe we pull back a little bit first into here. But as soon as we get back above this daily SR level, that's your Link long. I know Sean is really bullish on Link too. Or if we sweep this low into 34. I don't really think we're going to get that. So I'm more banking on the lower time frame setup of actually breaking that SR level. But I know we always talk about how can you tell the difference between if it's going to break above or if it's just a fake out. This candle was a very clear indication that this is a fake out. So now let it do its thing. I don't know how much it's going to range or consolidate, whatever. But as soon as we like break back above, maybe push to like 45 and then a rounded retest with a little time and space in between, tag 42.7. I think that's a nice long opportunity. Bitcoin is weak, but at the same time, it's being super resilient. Like, it feels like someone is just holding it up here. Or someone's trying to push it down. I don't really know. Luna. Could look at Luna really quick. Up 4% on the day. Yeah, this isn't really tradable for me though. I mean, the daily is definitely in a bullish trend, but this, I mean, it's pretty much been consolidation this whole time, so I wouldn't really trade this. Higher time frame looks relatively bullish. It looks like this is kind of the base, and so as long as we have a little deviation here, whatever you want to call it, but as long as we hold above that, Luna looks pretty good. But don't really see, I don't want to leverage trade this environment. So that's that for Luna. Honestly, a lot of things just hinge on Bitcoin. Like, we have seen coins perform well, but Bitcoin did put in an inside day, so it's not like Bitcoin nuked hard. Like, it's down 2%, which isn't that crazy. But honestly, I think the move is to keep an eye out if Bitcoin does something like this with a nice recovery. And during this dump, I would want to keep an eye on Sol, and I would want to keep an eye on a handful of DeFi pairs to look to buy the dip on those if that's the scenario. If that's the scenario that plays out. Man, I keep yawning. I'm late. Have we looked at Adam? What's up, Charles? We did look at Adam. Nothing too crazy though. I think I still have some drawings up. Yeah, flip 23.6, and I think it would look good for a day trade long up into 26.6. But yeah, for me, rest of today and tomorrow, I'll keep looking for some alt setups, but I really want Bitcoin to decide what it wants to do. Because like I said, if the floor gives out and this dumps, I think you get stopped out of most of your alt trades. Like when Bitcoin consolidates, alts are fine. It looks like they'll keep showing strength, but if Bitcoin just straight up dumps, then I think we'll see some blood in alts, and I think that's when you look to buy some pullbacks on Sol, on SNX, on Sushi, on Aave, things like that. That's what I would look to do. And you can look to play alts in the meantime and hope that Bitcoin just chops around more. But a lot of big bounces happened already, so I don't really want to FOMO into new alt positions after those bounces already played out. So that's pretty much it. I think the plans are very clear for Bitcoin and for Ethereum. And then I've kind of laid out quite a few buy the dip opportunities across the board. So now we just wait. We got to be patient. Got to see what the market gives us. And I will continue to keep you guys posted on Twitter. So feel free to give me a follow there. And yeah, once again, shout out to Bybit for sponsoring the video. Sorry about the technical difficulties at the beginning. Stream probably would have been able to go a little longer if I didn't have those, because it took me a good 15-20 minutes to figure that out. So But yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's stream. I will be live again on Thursday. And I hope to see you guys there. Really appreciate all the support. We had a ton of people viewing this stream for pretty much the whole time. And maybe next stream I won't be yawning as much. So awesome. Thanks again, everybody. I will talk to you again soon.